Hello.
Okay, here we go.
Assalamu alaikum
Yeah.
everyone. So this is LinkedIn one-on-one number 15 with Salman Abdeen, and our plus one today is Noman Lakhani, who is a serial entrepreneur and the country head of Dun& Bradstreet in Pakistan. Welcome to the program. How are you, Noman? Ramzan Mubarak.
Ramzan Mubarak to both of you, and thank you for having me. And it's good to be here.
Welcome,
Not at
welcome.
all. Not at all. Yeah. So let's jump into the 2019 Q4 Business Optimism Index, जो आप लोगों ने
Oh,
लॉन्च
yes.
किया था, इनॉग्रल BOI था और बेहतरीन रिजल्ट्स आए थे उसमें. um, can you just talk us through some of the key indicators in the optimism index for Q4 2019?
So this business optimism index is our global product, and so we launched it in Pakistan. It was the first session that we launched here, and it was interesting. We went through and we had a chat with a lot of businesses in 3 months, and for Q4 to 2019, and surprisingly, even though the overall market sentiment was that, and what people were saying that businesses aren't doing that great and they're not too optimistic for the future. But to be honest, what the results came out to be were positive. That not just the fact that the current quarter being not that bad, but people perceiving the future next 3 months to 6 months also being positive as well. So that's one as an overall statement, and but we also went through a lot of other variables within the report as well, and looking at small and medium enterprises, and then looking at exporters versus non-exporters, large companies as well. And we overall saw that the future index or the large corporations had a higher positivity in terms of their productions, in terms of the sales, in terms of the profitability. And it was surprising to a few people who reached out to us. So a lot of media captured it because obviously Dun& Bradstreet covering it, so they wanted to find out more. And but I think that is what the true sentiment is of the market. And today, for example, we've done the second quarter, second report and the second issue of it, and the report will come out in a few days for Q1 2020. And so, not just to give you a sneak peek, the businesses are still optimistic. So I can't share the exact details, but if you look at from 3 to 6 months from now, the numbers are still optimistic. It might not be as optimistic it was in Q4 2019, but they are positive, and that's the spirit of the country, to be honest, isn't it? So we've been in lockdown for 30 plus days, and we're in high spirits, and we're trying to be innovative and doing something or the other. And so I think that reflects very clearly in the businesses that we speak to.
Interesting. You can see the high spirits at the supermarket as people are scrambling over each other to buy dal, chini, atta.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
just a phenomenal feeling of Ramzan starting, and it's just it. You almost forget that there is such a thing as Corona in Karachi.
Yeah, so if you look at it, to be honest, it's my opinion, but and I've spoken to a lot of businesses the last month or so that we've been in lockdown, and and my feedback is that I think we are more productive. This work from home hashtag that we've created. I think the commute of people coming to office and going back home in rush hours, that headache is in there, and people thinking that they need to get back home. I think based on that and the technological availability at everybody's houses, very readily available, like broadband connections and everything, and now mostly a laptop culture than a desktop culture in the last few years. I think everybody is being much more productive and they're more enthusiastic. The first probably a week, 10 days would have been more challenging, but I see at least Dun& Bradstreet's team and a lot of business that I've spoken to that everybody is as normal, if not more productive than in what they are in office. So I think we as a nation, we don't give ourselves enough credit, and we have good things going for us.
I think that's Salman and I have noticed that in our earlier conversations as well, that working from home actually means working 24/7. So, you're pretty much, it's an on-demand culture now. So if you get an SMS or a WhatsApp from the from the boss or from someone who needs your help, and it's 10
Yeah,
o'clock at night, you are responding. It's not like you're not going to tell him,
yeah,
yaar subah baat karenge bhai. You're like, okay, fine.
yeah,
I understand. I'm working from home. Maybe I slacked off, for an hour during lunch today,
yeah,
so I'm making it up here. But
yeah,
interesting insight.
yeah.
So can I just say that it's slightly cultural as well, because I manage some fair-skinned people in UK from here, from one of the startups that I do, and they do not respond after office hours. They don't. You can ping them, you can send them an email. In fact, the next morning they'll have a HR complaint if you keep
And
on.
why did you reach out?
And go and sit on the government payroll. So it's a phenomena. People in Pakistan feel lucky to have a job. People in the West know that there is a social net, and they will, if they lose their job, so what? They'll get another job when the economy rebounds. So, uh, so it is a cultural phenomena, and I don't think we should abuse people by calling them at all odd hours. I don't agree with that phenomena at all. All of us are in positions where we can, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't misuse that.
No, I'm not saying
Absolutely.
that we should at all. That was not my intention. What I'm saying is that when that happens, then most people in Pakistan feel pressure to respond.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I never liked that culture, and I don't like it today. Sorry.
Yes, I know. And it's become worse since you've moved to Canada. So now it's now it's
Now I
just
have
a
a Yeah. Now I have a good example to throw at your face and say, no way, man. Time off is time off.
जी जी अच्छा so the BOI in Q4 was quite positive. You're saying that the Q1 BOI, which is going to come out hopefully in a few days, and you'll actually share the report with us when it comes out, is
Yeah.
also optimistic, not as optimistic perhaps as before, but still positive. Now, what about the report that you guys issued, which was in this month, I believe, which was the impact of Corona on the Pakistan economy. तो उसके बारे में
Yeah.
ज़रा बात करें because some of the numbers in there are quite horrifying.
So, to give you, I know that we can't go into too much detail. So, just to give you a snapshot of what we're talking about, we didn't have enough time to be able to do a lot of primary research. So, we were dependent on, actually, because the situations were evolving every day when we were trying to make it. And just to give a brief summary to the market in Pakistan, because originally we made a quite detailed one from a global perspective, and that gave a lot of impact of how global businesses who are working with China and how are their supply chains affected. But then when people started to receive that, they wanted a Pakistan specific report. But then when we sat down on the table and we discussed, the reality is that people aren't at office, and we don't have everybody's cell number, do we now, if we need to do research? So how do we get to that, and to have a sizable number, to have a qualitative and a quantitative approach of actually sampling and then and doing an analysis on it? So what we did was that rather than making our own opinion, we went on to search for secondary research, and which was already there in the market, and we tried to validate that information and then present it in a very summarized form and an easy to read format, so that people can understand where the Pakistan economy is headed.
Mm,
One of the most alarming things probably that you're referring to is the number of job losses which are expected in Pakistan, which are north of 10 million in the country, right? So I think that will probably be the biggest chunk, and I'm sure we would all read the analysis that developing countries' GDP might not be as affected as the most developed ones. So we're looking at not a big hit in terms of GDP, probably to the current analysis which I hear, but the job losses in terms of the daily wages, the society that we live in, and the culture that we live in. It's not just people like you and me working at either doing businesses or jobs, but major of our human resource who are working in the market are daily wages, right? Supporting the SMEs in
yeah,
the country,
yeah.
and those are probably the people who have the biggest hit. And if you look at the numbers, so that analysis came in from the Pakistan Institute of Development Economics, uh, PIDE, And then they've broken it down into various sectors in terms of what is the impact, what sector. So you can very evidently see it is mostly the daily wages and people who are in the production capacities who are not aren't able to either fulfill their export orders or local fulfillment due to lockdown, based on transportation for their staff to come in or hygienic facilities for them to work. Those are the challenges that are there, and it has been evident in the last 3 weeks. I'm sure we've all read the news in terms of layoffs happening in the local market, and mostly in the manufacturing concerns. And so that'll be a challenge, and so that is one of the most resonating things that came out of that report, which was surprising. A lot of people reached out to us after reading it, and within the U.S. Consulate in Islamabad, some people from there reached out to understand things further. Some people from the USAID, local businesses, all reached out to us to understand further. And we were like, this is not our analysis. This is something that is under the shadow. You just brought it up and made our analysis on public available information. So it's good to see it in that representation, And personally, if you ask me as a Pakistani, I hope it isn't as bad, but we can't always be optimistic, and you need to see the harsh realities as well. And that is what the government has also been trying to say at the federal level, right? That we can't afford the lockdown that people are expecting. We need to have some kind of business activity going on, because how will the common man survive? And so those are the challenges which are there. So we're looking to make another version 2 of the COVID report, a more detailed one. So we've had some more information that has come our way. We've done some analysis. We were doing some surveys other than that as well. So we have some more information available with us. And so we're looking at a more detailed version, and which I'll be sharing with you soon as well. So, but times are tough. Let's just hope that we all come stronger out of it.
Can I just refer to you to a very interesting meme that I saw on Facebook, I think it was, where someone said that everyone used to complain that I'm not making any money, and now they're saying that my business is destroyed and I'm not making any money. So please tell us whether you were not making money back then or you're not making money now, because both can't be true. So what do you think about that? Because large companies obviously have a different sentiment, and the state companies and the small players, the traders, might have a very, very different sentiment, especially about telling people about what their standard is. Drama that if I tell people I'm doing very well, then not only will Nazar attack me, but also their people. I don't know how to read sentiment in the SME sector in Pakistan. How do you guys read SME sentiment?
Did we lose Noman? Noman? Hanji, you're back.
Yeah. So let me repeat. So the SMEs in the country, as per our report and our analysis and research, were less optimistic than larger companies. So SMEs had the challenges based on the regulatory duties that have been imposed in terms of imports of the country, which they're dependent on to either sell locally or to value add and then re-export, as the case may be. But as compared to the larger corporations, they are much more optimistic than the SMEs. And so we've gone through, so there's a direct definition of what Samida defines SMEs as in Pakistan, and that number is quite big. So even let's just say the bracket of defining and looking at SMEs is quite broad too. So an SME could be something that the three of us could make today for 100,000 Pakistani rupees paid up capital. So we're also categorized as an SME. And if we have 20 crore rupees or 200 million rupees of paid up capital, we are still categorized as an SME. So I think that is also and obviously as people who need to look at statistics and analysis and print out reports, we need to go for local definitions and how the local market defines it. So I don't think I have a clear answer for you, but it's better to put it out there that even if when I'm saying an SME, I take the Samida definition, which is quite broad, and it could mean to an SME can there be an S being a very small or a medium, which could be potentially be almost large as well, So, so that's probably my summary.
Understood and noted. Yeah.
All right, cool. So what's your take? I mean, you're kind of sitting at the center of all of this data that's being gathered by DNB globally. How much of it do you think will actually apply to Pakistan? Because, for example, the numbers coming out of the US are apocalyptic, right? 26 million people have filed for unemployment in the last 1 month.
Yeah.
And yet there are still people there who are in denial about the seriousness of
The existence, yeah.
of the whole crisis actually. So Pakistan mein, I don't think anyone is in denial. I think people are talking about um, the effects, but there's almost like a, I don't know what the word is, like a belief that ये हमें जो है ना ये मिस करने वाला है, मतलब हमें ये for some reason ये आएगा और यूं करके निकल जाएगा और हम यहाँ जा रहे होंगे तो we'll be all right. What's your feeling about this?
To be honest, I don't think the entire nation is taking it very seriously, and that stems from the fact of how we are as a nation, right? So we are close to what 300 million people. There are no direct official statistics. The last census was not accepted.
Yeah. Oh, did we lose him again? Sorry, Naman. So when you said the last census was not accepted, you got censored by someone.
Yeah. So the last census was not accepted, right? So that we don't have any direct official numbers of what what the population is. But assuming it's close to a 300 million mark, right? So it's a little fair number to say, right? And so we talk about a 300 million population, and majority of them have been living with very poor healthcare and educational facilities, to be honest. And if you look at it from that perspective and look at the harsh reality, I think the dissemination of information, and for people even in our country, if people are not taking it seriously, we don't just have the capacity to go into each gaon and each tehsil and in each district to be able to cover people's point of view. Who's doing it as a national level? Who's doing it from a media level? Not the media, not the government, nobody has the resources. Hello.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
So no one has the resources.
Hello.
जी, आवाज आ रही है?
जी, I can hear you. Sorry. Actually, I'm just getting a call. So yeah. So I think that's probably why this is happening. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So
No. So we learned this. We learned this the hard way. So we don't use our phones for this. We just use laptops because ये बड़ा मसला रहता है यार.
Actually, laptop, it could have been easier, but I think
Anyway.
it was just a natural instinct. Yeah. And so the fact is that if we are unable to get the local market sentiments, I think it will be unfair to compare what you've quoted for America in Pakistan. I think it might just be equally bad, but how do we know, right? What's happening in a city like Gwadar? Who's covering it? There is no local station there. There is how many reporters are there? How many TV stations are there? How many government officials are there to be able to cover and able to understand all these things? So I think a lot of people here locally also, right? For a छोटा सा example ले लेते हैं, मस्जिदें बंद है, 12 से 3 साढ़े 3 बजे तक सब कुछ बंद है जुम्मे को, right? But the mosque in my area where I live is right next door, so मेरी दीवार और मस्जिद की दीवार मिलती है. मेरा प्लॉट खत्म होता है, मस्जिद की दीवार है, एंड हमारे यहाँ बाजू में जुम्मे की नमाज हो रही थी, एंड आई थिंक उस वक्त मैं वो मोटर से पानी चलाने गया था छत के लिए, रहे थे मस्जिद के अंदर. आई थिंक प्रॉब्ली 50-60 लोग थे, and not social distancing, nothing at all, standing right together and praying. So those are the hard realities of this country. But will this ever get reported? Of course not, right? So I think there's a denial here as well. It's not that it is not, एंड जो आपने शुरू में एग्जांपल लिया था कि आप सुपर स्टोर्स को देख लें जो कि सील भी हो रहे हैं, those are again good examples to see. If people actually did believe that this is something that is going to affect them, they wouldn't act the way that they do, you know, and they just want to buy what they want to buy and stand wherever they want to stand and get. So I think it's a mixed perception. While from a working class perspective, probably we have been, you know, so I think we lost Salman, I think. So yeah, I think we've been. I think we have the facility to be able to see things.
Are you there, Naman?
Well, I'm here. I
I
don't know about
am here.
Naman.
Nani,
I
so Salman has mastered the art of sitting still. All the way that you know that he's still there is his eyes are moving, nothing else. He does not twitch a muscle otherwise. It's quite an art. But I think Numan is a very popular guy. पीछे से phone पे phone आ रहे हैं. Are you there, Numan?
नहीं मेरा फोन क्या रहा? Yeah, I'm right here.
अच्छा, okay.
I can hear you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Good.
think your picture is still, so there's probably a connection issue.
नहीं हम दोनों आपके साथ हैं भाई. अच्छा तो so the other related problem is कि अगर ये 10 million दिहाड़ी वाले jobs हैं, इनका तो कोई रिकॉर्ड है ही नहीं. तो मतलब ना इनके ऊपर कोई अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इंश्योरेंस होती है, ना इनके कोई रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग होती है, इनको डेली वेज में कैश में पैसे मिलते हैं. सो हाउ वुड यू नो दैट दोज जॉब्स हैव बीन लॉस्ट?
So yeah, the fact is that you can't know, right? There's no statistics being collected at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that is the sad part.
नहीं, आई हैव ऑल्सो टेकन इशू विद द मीडिया. मैंने इसके ऊपर एक पोस्ट भी लिखा था कि हमारे यहाँ कोई भी एक कंसर्टेड एफर्ट नहीं है टू रेज अवेयरनेस. हर चैनल जो है वो अपने वो अजीब व गरीब एड्स बना के चला रहा है कहने के लिए कि भाई अपना हाथ धोएं और ये करें और मास्क पहने और फासला रखें और छींकते वक्त अपने बाजू. और कुछ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने भी अजीब व गरीब 1980s जैसे या 1970s जैसे उन्होंने वो येलो प्लेटें बना दी हैं लाल हरूफ में, उसके ऊपर लिखा हुआ है. मुझे बिल्कुल अपना बचपन याद आ गया जब वो रमज़ान के दौरान वो बाबू बीड़ी का ऐड आता था पीले रंग का जिसके ऊपर लाल हरूफ में लिखा होता था. वो डिज़ाइन करके इन लोगों ने वीडियोस बनाए हैं. मतलब who no one is driving this. It's really frustrating. As a media communications professional, it's beyond belief the kind of messaging that's going out. Anyway, Salman, any thoughts? Any further comments?
Yeah, so I'm just picking up where Noman was, that, you know, when we sort of put out messaging from official or unofficial channels in Pakistan, we are not able to capture what the common man actually thinks. It's just not there. The media, the research, the data, the government is unable to give voice to the subaltern in Pakistan. They don't have a voice. So, as you said, if those 10 million are unrecorded and unreported, nobody knows ki unke kya halat hain and what's going on, right? So we're just going and dumping ration at their doors, but that's about it. We don't know what's going on inside the door. There's no voice. There's no sound coming back. And you know what? That's why I've led this whole crisis economically, because it's been in such a big shithole for so long that that it's actually insulated from what goes on in the rest of the world to a very large degree. People have found a way to survive in the most unforgiving circumstances, a backup of a backup of a backup of everything. Resilience is built into every business system, into everyone's personal life. Otherwise, they won't survive. They'll be dead. So you'd be surprised as to how quick Pakistan might bounce back, because everything is so resilient. It's
Also,
just
the
there.
fact that we aren't, I just agree. I agree with what you're saying, and if I add, so we aren't that connected to the world, like how people would perceive or would want us to be, or what we would like to be. So, and the major impact, what's happening outside, we might just, come out stronger out of it and quicker as compared to other economies. And you're absolutely right. We are resilient as a nation. Absolutely, we are. And be it that we've complained about political or economic instability for the last 60, 70 years in the country, but we as a nation have been growing steadily, haven't we? Irrespective. So, if you look at it from that perspective, I think it is the people's will in the country which is just quite strong and which is taking them forward. And that's where I would like to add that in addition to this business optimism index and these COVID reports, if you remember, I mentioned that we're also working on a consumer confidence report, consumer confidence index as well.
हाँ
So that
हाँ
Darren Bradstreet for the first time has ventured into this consumer side as well in Pakistan, and we have partnered with Gallup for this and as a research partners, and that report is also going to come in a few days. The results have been combined and analysis is being done. I saw the first draft yesterday of that. And believe me that we as a nation are very, very, very strong-willed as even as individuals. And the survey that we did was quite detailed in terms of the questions that we formed with Gallup and we went out to ask. And so again, this with the same principle of how was the last 3 months, January, February, March 2020, and how do you perceive the next 3 to 6 months in terms of your household expenditure and future plans of spending? Will you be taking a vacation or whatnot? So I think a combination of these things, and again, I can't share details of that, but that is again just shows that the strong will of the Pakistan nation, and people have been businesses have been reaching out to us even in these lockdown times, and just trying to assess how they can position themselves better for the international market, and to be able to have the foresight to be able to come to us and be able to get credit reports and to see the cash flow problems of their international clientele or their suppliers or the manufacturers, as the case may be, and reaching out and asking if, are they okay? Should we still work with them or not? Do you think they have gone under? Do you think they have the cash flows to be able to sustain our working relationship with them? So again, from a business perspective, from an individual perspective, I think Pakistan has a lot to offer. We just haven't been marketed right. And I don't know if you would agree on that, Nor, when you're a marketing professional. And and I just think Pakistan is a very good branding manager as a country. Dubai is a prime
agreed
example of it, right?
agreed
So
100% यार agreed 100%. Perception management में we suck, and our neighbors over to the east are brilliant at it.
yeah,
They're
incredible.
absolute masters at storytelling, and we suck at it. नहीं यार, आप वैसे बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, हम किसी की नहीं सुनते हैं भाई. हम वही करते हैं जो हमारे दिल में आता है और जो हमें समझ में आता है, वो हम मतलब
बिल्कुल.
दिल फाड़ के जी फाड़ के करते हैं. एंड द हेल विद एवरीवन एल्स, और वो आपको दिख भी रहा है इस वक्त कोरोना टाइम्स के अंदर. अल्लाह खैर करे यार इस मुल्क पे, और सारे भाइयों और बहनों के ऊपर अल्लाह ताला हाथ हल्का रखे. I think on that note, Salman, anything to add? Yeah, I think we're going to have to call Noman back again once these two new reports come out, and then we can discuss those reports as well. Noman, क्या ख्याल है आपका?
Absolutely. So I think it's a good way of having a chat, letting the world know exactly what these reports mean, and maybe forming an opinion, based on these things. And that was the entire intention of making a business confidence and a consumer confidence index. So to see the politics in the center, the economics in the center, and then on the left and right, see what the businesses feel and the consumers feel. So we could make an opinion in the market to do to lobby to be able to make better economic decisions. If I look at it from that perspective. So
डेटा
you
बेस्ड
more
डिसीजन मेकिंग नहीं होती है पाकिस्तान में भाई, सारी गट बेस्ड होती है. तो आप जो है ना, आप इनकलाब लेकर आ रहे हैं. मतलब ये वाकई एक तब्दीली है जिसमें आप डेटा रख रहे हैं किसी के सामने और कह रहे हैं भाई साहब ये जो आप कल बोल रहे थे ना बिल्कुल बकवास है। खैर बाय द वे यूएस में भी यही होता है, वो डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प भाई साहब अपनी मेडिकल एडवाइस बांटने में लगे पड़े में, और उसके साइड में जो डॉक्टर खड़े होते हैं वो सर पकड़ के बैठे, यार खुदा के वास्ते चुप कर जाए यार। तो
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही।
इट्स क्या हुआ
Yeah.
सलमान, सॉरी आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying, imagine being the brand manager of Lysol when Donald Trump says, "Isko pee lo." Imagine. Now that guy has a job, right? And he's
What a
like, "Oh my
what
God,
a
what do I do?
what a
Where do I
liability,
resign?"
what a liability issue, oh अल्लाह।
Exactly.
आज सारा दिन वही CNN और BBC पे लोग कह रहे हैं यार, दिस इज hazardous to your health, don't do it, it will not kill the virus, it will kill you, don't do it.
Absolutely.
Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Anyway, I think on that note, Naman, thank you so much for your time, really appreciate it, and inshallah we're going to have you back as soon as you can to talk about these two new reports. रमज़ान मुबारक हो
Absolutely.
आपको और आपकी फैमिली को, अल्लाह ताला हम सबको सेफ रखे और अपने हिफ्ज़ व अमान में रखे। थैंक यू अगैन, थैंक यू सलमान, एंड
Thank
टॉक टू यू
you.
सून।
Yeah. Thank you, Salman. Thank you, Umar. And it was a pleasure being here. Ramzan Mubarak to everyone.
Thank
And
you.
थैंक यू,
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
take
थैंक यू
care.
फी अमान अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।